Hi, you guys. Um, One of the things I really noticed this morning was the voice in my head that's just absolutely incessant. You know, it just does not quit. So it gets louder or softer, but the gist of it is a running critique of everything, and a voice that finds a way to put a slant on it that's like often quite negative. I noticed it when I was watering. You know, I had brought home some herbs the other day, and they'd had a rough day of it because I got caught in town and it was 100 whatever degrees, and then I forgot them in the car. Finally, I brought them inside, and I've been sort of trying to nurse them back to health. And they're going to be fine. I mean, they're pretty robust, plants are. But the narrative in my head was not anything to do with the relief of the plant, which I could almost feel as the water came in, and it, you know, instead of like this, it was shaming me for having forgotten to water this plant, for having left it in the car, you know. And I mean, and that's a thing too, but that was the voice that went on and then immediately transitioned to, you know, you ran the bath and left it too long, now it's lukewarm. You know, it's just like, shut up. Shut up. You know, it's just like a nagging roommate or something, except it's inside your own head. And along with it runs this lovely, gentle, I was watching a video about a horse rescue place, and they brought the horses into a nursing home. And it showed the people, you know, the horse would come over and nuzzle the person, and the person would begin to pat the horse. I mean, it just was, and it made me remember in my body the feeling of the gentle horses. I grew up on a horse farm. Gentle horses, gentle breath, and how soft their upper lip is, and it's got hairs in it, but it's just like velvety soft. And the gentle horse is just makes a little snuffling noise and just puts their lips up against your, I mean, it's just incredible. And the memory was sensory and very, it was very real. I was in that moment. You know, that voice in my head wasn't bitching me out. I was just in my body, but vicariously through, I mean, all I know is the memory of that horse, you know, I can take with me, I can summon it up anytime. Here's to that. And it's because it's not a talky relationship. You know, it's based on trust and, you know, vibes. My mother was the big rider in the family, and she said one of the reasons she liked and needed to work with horses was because if she was freaked out around them, if she was upset or angry, they could tell, and they'd start getting skittish. And it was like a biofeedback machine. And I was stunned that she knew this about herself and her anger, which was the thing. but she used, long before anybody had ever heard of like equine therapy, she was Miss Equine Therapist. The receiving end of it. And it worked for her. I mean, God knows. She would have been like, oops, okay, what she would have been like without it. Let's take a look. This is a lovely energy. 3 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. It's moving into, and I'm holding this upside down? No, right side up. This is a card to me of joy. It's joy. It's the joy of the dance. Joy in each other, joy in movement. I mean, look at them. And it's also the 3 graces, the grace of friendship, paired up with Wheel of Fortune. Karmic forward movement. Karmic in the sense of I get into trouble whenever I try to describe it. It's not punishment. I mean, that's often in the vernacular, that's karma for you when the guy breaks his leg and you think he's an asshole. This has to do with landing in a place on the basis of your own growth and in cooperation with the universe. And it's always presenting lessons. Where am I now? Who am I now? How can I be my highest self? And it's not ponderous. This kind of joy and forward movement isn't about deprivation as a way to get to the divine. There is this sort of ascetic tradition of starve yourself, go into the cave, go out to the desert, see God because you're removed from connection. So you only feel the connection to the divine. And that's one way. That's a path, a karmic path. This is another kind of way to get there. It's through connection. How do you see God? This is the come back from the desert stage, and rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. We have no choice. It's our destiny. Okay. Oh. I love it when you're on a roll and you think and suddenly it's about, your brain saying, I balk at this. Oh no. No, 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 no. The answer to every question that comes up is, oh no. I'm not ready for this. What have I done? It's great anxiety. And, it could be anxiety, fear of this joy, of the forward movement into joy. That's a head trip. But it's also moving forward because the wheel moves you to a better place. So that's how we got to read the cards. from Nine of Swords, anxiety. Sorry. You know, this state of the brain, it's like the brain I was talking about this morning. Every step of the way. Why haven't you watered the plant? What kind of person are you? That's this. That's the brain sort of turning on itself, like a dog that suddenly is gonna bite you. And as we move forward, this tends to increase, not decrease. You know, you'd think, I'm in a place now, forward movement into joy. You know, everybody's on board. This feels so good. A part of us feels terrified. Terrified. And it's a part we don't have to listen to anymore. You know, these are the messages we can, well, apparently not block, because all morning long this voice was in my ear. But I was aware of it to the point where it was almost funny. You know, if you were another person, I'd kick you in the pants. I'd say, shut up, you. But it was kind of laughing at it, and you know, la la. Okay, we've turned up one that we need to look at. Forward movement, major arcana card of on the right path. Not right path, but the, you know, the path that on your deepest level, the deepest strata of you, inclines toward. And the universe is saying, yeah, you betcha, yellow brick road. And the one that, and I'm covering, oh geez, am I look, sometimes I don't, I don't want it to unfold this fast. Well, that's this. I don't want it to unfold this fast. I'm not ready. I'm inadequate. You don't water the plants. You know, it's just. And Queen of Swords energy, in that same energy, right? Air energy of the brain. She has clarity and the ability to discern that kind of talk that keeps you stuck and fretful and freaking out from the kind of talk that puts you into this place. Or even the kind of memory of the horse's breath. You know, if you've never felt that, I urge you to seek out a horse somewhere, a nice horse, because they're ones that will, you know, the living breath. That's a great antidote for this. Even the memory of it. You can put yourself there anytime you want. And it may not be horse's breath, it may be the, you know, fill in the blank of the memory that makes you feel safe and loved and alive. This isn't alive. This is up in your head in such a crazy place. The voice that tells you you're not good enough, you've missed the boat, you know, who do you think you are? Over minutia. It nibbles you to death. It does not nibble her to death. Queen of Swords energy in that same air energy says, shut up. I mean, wouldn't hesitate to. to her own self. I know myself. I know the truth. I have clarity around this. Enough clarity to discern. She's an energy of discernment. To discern, shit from Shinola. I have a filter. I know what's true. So I'll attend, because she, as it lies on the table, she's facing joy. She's facing joy. The language of joy, not the language of fear. Because those two voices are always vying in our heads for our attention. What do we attend to? What do we attend to? Which voice? And swords are about speech in general, and throat chakra, and the ability to respond, to be communicative, to connect. What's our language? What's our love language? Cups, love energy, connective energy. Because that's a choice. Weighing up the value. I think it's a no contest. Except that in my real life, almost minute to minute, it's like, no. But it's fading is all I can say. And as we move away from it, honestly, it makes a last-ditch attempt it'll turn up the volume best it can. Our own brain. Because it's trying to protect us through fear, not to go into uncharted territory. Forward from where you are. It would keep us fixed. Two of Pentacles, the dance of change. In 3D, a decision. And here, it's a decision to move forward. Into change. Weighing things up, deciding what's of value in this life, here and now. What do I choose to attend to? Under Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords. All this air energy. This is like power right in your hand. It makes me think of Excalibur, this sword that, I want to say Merlin, but it's not. It's King Arthur. But the power behind it, if you don't know, read Once and Future King. It's a trilogy. It's brilliant. And Disney did things with which makes me want to burp and belch and barf. Excalibur, the guy with the power of destiny. It was his destiny to be King of England, even though he was the servant, he was the lowly one. He was the bastard son. It's the unexpected person having the power. Whoever can pull this sword out of the stone. And, all these power people tried. And he did it. And I can't remember even the circumstance that set him up for doing it. But I think it was Merlin, his teacher, his spiritual teacher, said, it's you, pull it out. It's you. Truth in your hand. And it leads you in that directional kind of pointer way, compass needle way, toward joy. Okay. Hangman. If it were this way, it would mean cooked, done, popping out of the toaster oven. Out of the, those old toasters that weren't ovens. Some of you won't know what I'm talking about. Ready, bing. This is not quite ready. It's lit up, but it's still in this hangman pose of suspension, gestating. This is the new thing, the new truth. After a consideration on the psychic level, going as deep can be, in feelings energy, cups energy, card of Pisces, water sign. That elemental energy of discovery through stillness, epiphany, in the realm of feeling. Major Arcana card directly under the other Major Arcana on the board. Wheel of Fortune. And the wheel, too, that wheel image becomes the aura around the head, the halo. Becoming enlightened, basically. And it has to do with head and heart, or what we see here big time, air energy, water energy. Wow. Justice. Card of Libra, air energy, about truth and balance. Sometimes I just say it and they're right there in front of me. I'm just reading the sentence here. A Major Arcana card of Libra, air energy, in this case, justice, truth, and balance, the scales. Balance, a card of balance. And it's dynamic balance. It's the dance of change. It's not the dance of stasis. So I'm supposed to keep going. It almost seems like a complete read to me. But let's see what we got. On Three of Cups, this Joy card, Seven of Wands. This can mean a block to joy. Somebody's throwing up a block, throwing up a block. It could also mean standing up for it, blocking the brain's anxiety. Like, I think it was yesterday I was talking about running interference in the football analogy of making sure there's a clear path by blocking all the ones that would obstruct the path. And I think that's what it is. The brain would obstruct the path. Except we're moving forward from that Wheel of Fortune on the basis of the brain now discerning, both the path to joy and what blocks the path to joy. And the willingness to be the one who blocks the blocker. That's what the message is. On Nine of Swords, High Priestess, Major Arcana card of intuition, overriding the yappy brain energy that would bite you in the, would hamstring you. Just one chomp and, game over. Game not over. That's what the brain would tell you. If it were oddly trying to protect you from forward movement. I mean, that fight or flight response that kicks in, primitive brain saying, danger, danger, Will Robinson, pull back, it'll hurt. Listen to your intuition, your Cancer Piscean water energy that says, that delve deep. Feel it out. Take the time to plumb your feelings, about what's true, Libra energy of justice. What serves our growth? The brain is going to balk. You have the clarity to discern. The balk. And choose joy. Choose. Two of Pentacles we're clarifying here. This is sort of like remembering the horse's breath when you hold out your hand. Sometimes the easiest way to get to this sweet place has to do with animals. I'm not sure why, but there's a chakra meditation that the advice is bring the energy of love to whatever part you're working, or whatever pain or anxiety there is, Nine of Swords. And they say maybe it's a person that you remember who just loved you in that simple way. Or a pet. And when I first started doing it, I thought sort of, ha ha ha, a pet. Well, the more I did the exercise, the more I drew up that energy of the breath or the warmth, that animal warmth. Cups energy, connective energy, joy. Choose that at every step, at every possible 3D, where do I land? Land there. On the Libra card, Justice, we have Three of Wands. A card of looking to the future with optimism. What have I called in? What has a clear path to me, perhaps on the basis of this blocking what shouldn't have a clear path to you? Perhaps that voice of your fear, Nine of Swords. Swords speak to voice, among other things, the communication. Would you want to block that fear? Maybe not entirely. Acknowledge it with compassion. You don't need to be afraid. Feel that out on the deepest level. You don't need to be afraid. We're moving forward, and you're not alone. You're not alone. That's the note we need to stop on. The note. You're not alone. That's the truth. Ace of Swords. And it enables us to look forward. Another card of 3. 3 and 3 in Major Arcana. The 6 is Lovers. Is Lovers. You know, wait for it. We say that a whole lot here, and it's like, yeah. But it's waiting for it moment to moment. That's how it comes in 3D. In the moment. I love you guys. Till next time.